Remember the Spygate incident that rocked English football back in 2019? Marcelo Bielsa was involved at the heart of it. Accused of secretly watching opponents train, the Leeds boss faced national outrage. But instead of backing down, he doubled down, delivering a stunning 70-minute press conference revealing every meticulous detail of his scouting and tactical preparation. His message? Spying wasn't his edge. His obsession was. Leeds were finally fined £200,000, but Bielsa paid the fine out of his own pocket. In the world of football, few figures are as enigmatic as Bielsa. He is a coach who never played at the highest level, yet his tactical ideas have shaped the way the modern game is played. Known as El Loco, which means the madman, Bielsa's obsessive attention to detail, unique character, and unwavering commitment to his philosophy has earned him a cult-like following. While he has never won the Champions League or a World Cup, his influence is undeniable. From Pep Guardiola to Mauricio Pochettino, some of the greatest managers in football history today have cited him as their major inspiration. But how did a young boy from Argentina become one of the most respected minds in football? Born in Rosario, Argentina in 1955, Bielsa came from an intellectual family. His father was a lawyer and his brother became a politician, but Bielsa's passion was football. However, he was never an elite player. He was a defender for Newell's Old Boys, but his playing career was short-lived, realizing that he was never going to reach the top. As a footballer, Bielsa turned to coaching at an early age. His first step into management came when he took charge of Newell's Old Boys Youth Academy in the early 1980s. It was here that he first displayed his obsessive approach to the game. Bielsa traveled across Argentina, dividing the country into 70 different zones to scout young talent. His work paid off when he was promoted to the first team in 1990. His first big break as a senior coach came with Newell's, and his impact was immediate. In his first full season in 1990-91, he won the Argentine Primera Division. That too, while playing a high-intensity, aggressive style of football that left opponents struggling to keep up. His tactical system was ultra-attacking, man-to-man oriented, and built around fitness, a philosophy that would remain largely unchanged throughout his career. One of the defining moments of his time at Newell's came in the 1992 Copa Libertadores final. Despite facing the mighty Sao Paulo, Bielsa's team pushed them to the limit, eventually losing on penalties. After the defeat, Bielsa famously locked himself in a room and cried for hours, displaying the passion and emotional investment that would define his career. After his success in Argentina, Bielsa moved to Mexico. He coached Atlas and Club America there. Though he did not win major silverware, his time in Mexico was crucial for developing his philosophy. He became obsessed with video analysis and tactical preparation, often watching hundreds of hours of footage to break down opponents. This period also strengthened his belief in pressing football, with an emphasis on quick ball movement and vertical passing. His teams were known for relentless work rate and strict tactical discipline, traits that would define Bielsa's teams throughout his career. His reputation as a footballing visionary saw him appointed as Argentina's national team manager in 1998. He inherited a squad full of talent, including Gabriel Batistuta, Veron, and a young Juan Roman Riquelme. His Argentina side dominated South American World Cup qualifiers, finishing first with relative ease. Many believed they were favorites for the 2002 FIFA World Cup in Japan and South Korea. However, the tournament ended in disaster. Argentina were eliminated in the group stage, failing to progress despite having one of the most talented squads. Bielsa was widely criticized for his stubbornness and refusal to adapt. His high-intensity style, which worked well in qualifiers, seemed unsuited to the tournament format, where fresher legs and adaptability were key. However, instead of resigning, he stayed on and guided Argentina to an Olympic gold medal in 2004, restoring some of his reputation. Following his Argentina exit, he took over Chile in 2007, and this became one of his most influential managerial stints. Chile was a struggling football nation at the time, but Bielsa's arrival changed everything. He built the team around young talents like Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal and Gary Medel. His aggressive pressing and attacking style suited Chile perfectly, and under his guidance, they qualified for the 2010 World Cup with ease. At the tournament, Chile played some of the most exciting football, defeating Honduras and Switzerland before inevitably falling to Brazil in the knockout stages. Bielsa was hailed as a national hero, and his impact was long-lasting. His methods laid the foundation for Chile's golden era, which saw them win back-to-back Copa America titles in 2015 and 16. Bielsa's next major project was in Europe with Athletic Bilbao from 2011 to 2013. He took a team of young Basque players and turned them into one of the most exciting sides in Europe. In the 2011-12 season, Bilbao defeated Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United twice in the Europa League, playing breathtaking attacking football. They reached the Europa League final, where they eventually lost to Atletico Madrid, and also made it to the Copa del Rey final, where they were also beaten by Guardiola's Barcelona. Despite not winning silverware, Bilbao became one of the most admired teams in Europe, and Bielsa's influence on modern managers grew. Pep Guardiola later described Bielsa as the best coach in the world. Bielsa's tactical philosophy was now being recognized globally. His commitment to high pressing, positional play, and relentless intensity made his teams some of the most entertaining in football. However, as much as he was admired, his stubbornness and refusal to compromise often led to downfalls. By 2018, Bielsa's reputation was well established. He had transformed clubs, elevated national teams, and inspired some of football's best minds. But his career had also been marked by abrupt exits, clashes with club boards, and a reluctance to adapt to modern football's pragmatism. So when Leeds United, a fallen giant of English football, hired him in June 2018, many questioned the decision. Leeds had been stuck in the Championship for over a decade, and their managerial merry-go-round only made matters worse. They were a team known more for their past than their present. Bielsa, with his obsessive training methods, high-intensity tactics, and no-nonsense discipline, was about to change that. His impact at Leeds was immediate. His first move was to analyze 3,000 hours of game footage to understand the squad's strengths and weaknesses. He then implemented his famous murder ball training sessions, where players trained at match intensity with no breaks. Leeds adopted his trademark high-pressing, fast-passing game, a style rarely seen in the Championship. Players who were considered average, such as Calvin Phillips, Luke Ayling, and Stuart Dallas, were transformed into top performers. Bielsa's trust in youth saw players like Harrison and Bamford flourish under his guidance. Leeds finished third in the 2018-19 season, narrowly missing out on promotion. However, Bielsa's style had already made him a cult hero at Ellen Road. His bond with the fans was also strengthened by his humble lifestyle. He continued to live in a small flat above a convenience store and walked to training every day. After the heartbreak of missing out in 2019, Bielsa's Leeds stormed the Championship in 2019-20, finishing first and winning the league. Leeds United were finally back in the Premier League after 16 years. The club's return to the top flight wasn't just about promotion, it was about returning with an identity. Leeds became one of the most entertaining teams in the Premier League, playing fearless, attacking football. Their 2020-21 season saw them finish 9th, ahead of more financially powerful clubs. Calvin Phillips even earned a call-up to the England national team and shone at Euro 2020. However, Bielsa's refusal to compromise on his philosophy eventually led to his downfall. In the 2021-22 season, Leeds struggled with injuries and fatigue. Despite missing key players, Bielsa refused to adjust his system, sticking to his aggressive man-marking approach. By February 2022, Leeds had conceded 20 goals in 5 games, including humiliating defeats to Liverpool 6-0 and Tottenham 4-0. The club, fearing relegation, sacked the manager in February 2022, bringing an emotional end to his tenure. His departure devastated Leeds fans, who saw him as more than just a manager. Under Bielsa, Leeds had rediscovered their identity. He was later honoured with a mural in the city, a testament to the love he had earned from the community. Bielsa has never won a major European trophy, yet his tactical influence is undeniable. His methods have shaped the careers of some of the best coaches in modern football. Pep Guardiola, Pochettino, Diego Simeone, and even Klopp have credited Bielsa's ideas as inspirations for their own footballing philosophies. But what exactly makes his football so special? Firstly, the high-intensity pressing. Bielsa's teams don't wait for the ball to come to them. They aggressively press in their opponent's half, disrupting their build-up play. Then there's the man-marking system. Instead of zonal marking, Bielsa assigns players to man-mark opponents all over the pitch, creating intense one-on-one battles. He likes fast, vertical play. His teams attack in fast, vertical transitions, always looking to move the ball forward instead of sideways. Then the tactical flexibility. Bielsa is known for using formations like the 3-3-1-3 or the 4-1-4-1, which allow for fluid attacking movement. Lastly, his obsession with analysis. His meticulous preparation, including his use of video analysis, is simply unmatched. An intriguing question is, why is Bielsa loved despite his lack of trophies? Unlike other great managers, he doesn't measure success in trophies. His focus has always been on improving players, building teams with strong identities, and leaving a long-term impact on clubs. Mauricio Pochettino, who played under Bielsa at Newell's Old Boys, once said, "Marcelo made me see football in a different way. He changed my life." In 2023, Bielsa took charge of Uruguay's national team, marking his return to international management. His mission is to rejuvenate a side filled with young talents like Darwin Núñez, Pelistri, and Valverde, while transitioning from the old guard of Suarez and Cavani. His first major success came in November 2023, when Uruguay stunned Argentina and won 2-0 in Buenos Aires, ending their unbeaten run. The manager's tactical brilliance was on full display, as his team executed a perfect counter-pressing game to defeat the world champions. With the 2026 World Cup approaching, many believe Bielsa could once again shock the world with his tactical ideas and a talented squad. His career is unlike any other. He has never managed a true European powerhouse, never lifted the Champions League, and never won a league title in Europe. Yet his impact on football far outweighs his trophy count. He's a perfectionist, an innovator, and a football purist who has built a legacy based on principles rather than silverware. Whether at Newell's Old Boys, Chile, Athletic Bilbao, or Leeds, his teams played football with passion, intensity, and a clear tactical identity. Even in an era where football is becoming more commercialized and pragmatic, he remains an uncompromising football romantic. His legacy is not written in trophies, but in the influence he has left on modern football. Can he win a major title before retiring? That remains to be seen, but even if he doesn't, Marcelo Bielsa will forever be remembered as the mad genius who made the beautiful game even more beautiful. Do you think he can turn Uruguay into a genuine World Cup contender by 2026? Let us know below.